All right, guys. Today we're going to be talking about logarithmic functions. Let's get started. There are four basic rules for a logarithmic function that you must know. These are the following. These rules work with any logs to any base or the natural log function. So the first rule is if you multiply the arguments, then it's the same thing as adding logs. If you divide, it's the same thing as subtracting. And if the argument is raised to power, same thing as multiplying that power times the log. Okay, all of these rules are easy to remember as long as you remember PEMDAS, and this is kind of what it has to deal with in terms of first order, second order of things. So if we look at this, the first one is the relationship between multiplication and addition, and that's this one right here, right? And that's because group addition is multiplication, so it makes sense that they're related to each other. And then the next one is subtraction and division, which is right here, and that makes sense as well because division and subtraction are related to each other because group subtraction is division. And the last one is with multiplication and exponents, and those are related to each other because group multiplication is exponents. So if you can remember PEMDAS, you kind of have each of these rules already in your head. Okay, so with that being said, what are we trying to do here? Well, if we see a situation like this means that we're going to multiply, and this gives me log 100. Now remember, we said that when the base is 10, when there's no base written, then it's base 10. We also know that 100 is 10 squared. We said when these match up, it's just the exponent. So this is simply 2. More of the same here. They're just trying to scare you with giving you fractions, but this just means multiplication, so we're left with such. And this is actually really easy to take care of because the 3's divide out and 2 goes into 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16. So this is log base 2 of 16. You can see that these are cooked up because 16 is really just log base 2 to the 4th. Now that these two match up, 4 is the answer. All right. Next up, so this is a little different because this one's subtraction. So subtraction is the same thing as division. And we know that 40 divided by 5 is 8. So log base 2 to the 3rd. These two match up, it's just the exponent, so it's 3. More of the same here. This is division because it's a subtraction. This leaves me with 25. So 25 is 5 squared. Once more, when these match up, it's just the exponent. Okay, this one's funny. This is actually equal to 35, but what they're wanting you to do is realize that the rule is to put the 35 in front. So this is actually kind of cool because we know that when the base is 10 and 10, this is 1, so this is actually 35 times 1, which is still 35. So either way. So here they want us to put, I'm going to do it the way they want us to do it, put the 5 in front. So log base, now the square root we know is raised to the 1/2. And again, like we said from before, the 2's match up, so this is just 1/2 times 5, which is 5 over 2. Okay, so even if you have a bunch of them being added together, it's still just multiplication. So this is 50 times 4 times 5, which is really just 50 times 20. And 5 times 2 is 10, and then I have 2 more zeros. So the number of zeros, remember this is still base 10. Number of zeros tells me what I raise it, what it's equal to actually, so 3. Just to be clear, this is the same thing as saying log base 10 of 10 cubed, which is 3. Okay. Again, more of the same, just trying to complicate matters by giving you fractions, but this is just 4/3 divided by 12. And I usually, when I see this is called a complex fraction, when you have a fraction and fraction, I like to think of division as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we're multiplying by 1/12, and then 4 and 12 4 goes into 12 3 times. So this is just log base 1/3, 1/9. Now, if this is complicated, if this is bothering you, just think 3 and 9. So 1/9 is the same thing as 1/3 squared, because 3 squared is 9. Once more, because these match up, the value is 2. Okay, so the last thing we want to talk about, and there's a long explanation, but this is really all that matters, the change of base, which is just given something of the effect log 2 of 20, the log of the big divided by the log of the small. And when I say big and small, I am not referring to the number, I'm referring to the font size. So this font is 20. So even if I had something like these numbers were reverse, like such, it would be the log of the big font over the log of the small font. And you would solve these and get your answer. Now, on these last couple problems, I just want you to realize the process. I'm not too concerned with what the values are. So that's it. We're just doing log of the big over log of the small. Log of the big over log of the small. Log of the big. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to trick you by giving you different types of numbers, but it's more of the same. And that is it. So as long as you keep these rules straight, none of this is very difficult to do. So these were the 4 rules we wanted to discuss today. I hope this makes sense. Hope this wasn't too bad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.